Hi everyone, welcome back to Good or Good Enough. So I saw the movie Tron Ares, and here's my little review. Okay, so what happened in Tron Ares? The plot is pretty simple. The movie seems really complex at times, but it turns out to be kind of a simple story. It just seems complex because of the movie. It says a highly sophisticated program, Ares, is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. So yeah, it feels very hectic, but it's not. It's very straightforward, but seems complicated. A quick summary for this film is that it is PG-13 for a little bit of violence, I guess. Nothing else really happens. It is an hour and 59 minutes. It seems pretty long, but it does seem to be kind of a lot happens, I guess, and it feels like a really long movie. But I guess it is technically 2 hours, but a lot happens in the film, though, too. It is sci-fi adventure. It has 6.3 stars so far. It had an $180 million budget and has grossed $142 million, so technically it flopped. It is directed by Joaquin Roning, written by Steven Lieberger, Bonnie McBird, and David DiGilio. Jared Leto is the main star. He's pretty good. Everyone has his issues with him, whatever. He looks good on camera. He doesn't overwhelm the screen, I think. Greta Lee is in it too. Not bad acting. Clever little movements that she does with her face. Jeff Bridges reprises his role. And then they go back to the first movie to meet Flynn. Evan Peters plays the CEO, Julian Dillinger. He's pretty good in the role. Not bad acting. Cameron Moynihan is in it, but his scenes apparently got cut. You do see him, but I think they cut out before and after. He gets more screen time, but they do show him up close in this film. It is a pretty straightforward plot. It seems complex, but it's pretty easy to follow, I would say. The music absolutely slaps. It is insane to hear some of the needle drops from 9 Inch Nails. I haven't really listened to much of them, but they are so cool. Beautiful synth sounds. The music production is absolutely insane. Nice sequences. The movie itself looks insane. It is top tier quality. It really is. The movie keeps flowing to the next part, and it feels like it slows down, and then the music kicks in, and then it just keeps going. It's so cool. It's like one sequence, and then another sequence, and then another sequence. The production, again, is absolutely top tier. It's just beautiful looking. It's crazy. The lights, the reflections, everything. The twist in the climax is pretty good, I guess. Pretty straightforward, kind of simple. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this film. Okay, now for spoilers. Okay, so at an hour and 23 minutes, Ares has decided he wants the permanence code. So Seth and Eve explain the only way to free Ares and stop Julian is to hack Athena's particle laser. And then meanwhile, Ares is talking to Flynn about the permanence code. And meanwhile, they're getting ready to hack the Dillinger grid while Eve decides to buy time as Athena descends on the city with a recognizer ship. Flynn and Ares decide they continue to talk, and it's kind of cool, very awesome. It's really awesome to see all of that. The recognizer ship is piloted by Athena, and she's looking for Eve. Meanwhile, Julian is dealing with the mom who was stabbed by Athena earlier. So Athena finally is able to find Eve and goes after her directly. Pretty cool to see that. And then Athena is able to trap Eve in hard light, I believe. And then they are able to successfully take out the recognizer ship. And then Athena goes down, and Flynn gives him the permanence code. Very cool scene. Then he's transferred to it's like a museum from the last movie or whatever of the Tron movie. So he comes back in a at Flynn's arcade. And he comes back in a white suit. It's pretty cool. And then Athena has Eve and taking her back to the transfer bay or wherever, while these two try to hack Dillinger's grid. Ares shows up and basically ends up fighting Athena. Really cool scene. These two continue to hack the grid, and then Athena ends up fighting Ares at the end, kind of the big climax fight. Pretty cool. And then meanwhile, they all tried to continue to hack the system. They are able to finally, right as Ares, I guess he's kind of going to lose, but then he gets the upper hand and is able to basically stop her. I think he cuts her hand off or something. So yeah, Athena loses the fight and Ares basically wins as they successfully are able to power down the grid. And yeah, the Dillinger grid is depowered and basically she loses and Ares stays permanent. And then Julian is about to get raided by SWAT. So they come in and he decides to transfer himself or digitize himself into the grid. So basically he jumps there, goes into it, and I guess they technically don't see him at all, whatever. They don't think it's him, and that's it. And he goes into the thing, and then Ares and Eve have their final talk with each other. And then there's the end part that this guy, Ares, has stayed in the real world and is going to continue to look for others like him. Meanwhile, she has successfully used the permanence code or whatever to extend everything past 29 minutes, and she has made medicines and food and stuff to help out the world. Ares goes to look for others. Credits roll, and then does this, and then does a mid-credit scene where we see Julian has survived the digitizing, putting himself into the grid, and something calls him, which is his dad Sark's suit, I believe. He gets the identity disc that belongs to his grandfather Sark, and then starts to transform into a new being. Pretty cool, and then that's it. And there's no end credit scene, just a mid-credit scene, and that's pretty much all the spoilers for the movie. And now for my favorite moment from this movie. The first part where they break into the place, whatever, is so cool. It's just cool to see. Yeah, he walks up the side, whatever, and then, yeah, and he goes into it. It's just so cool. The graphics, this movie looks incredible. It is so cool. A lot of my favorite parts are pretty much every graphic scene, which is pretty much the whole movie. This part was pretty awesome because apparently they cut Cameron Monaghan's scenes from the movie. Ares slides in and saves him, and this is the only moment that you really see him is right there. But it's pretty cool to see that he gets to be in a big movie like that. See, then you see him again. Pretty awesome. Whenever Julian is talking to Ares through the big face thing is pretty awesome. So cool looking. The light cycle chase is really awesome. They make the light cycles, and then Ares and Athena both get to ride one to go chase after Eve, who's in the city. Eve is out there driving around while Ares and Athena are after her. But it's such a cool chase scene. Very, very beautiful. Very nicely. I like that it's in the real world. It's pretty awesome. This part's pretty cool where they chop the cop car in half with the light beam. Pretty awesome. When Eve tries to ride the bike is really hilarious as she successfully is able to get away from Athena. Pretty hilarious. And then she attempts to ride the bike for a little bit. Right before Athena and Ares are gonna res out, they are able to digitize Eve and send her into the grid. This scene is really cool. You get to see basically the digital transfer. It's pretty awesome. This part is really awesome too. This is such an insane scene. It is absolutely crazy. The shots that they do, those shots, those are so awesome. All these close-up shots of the camera right on their face, moving with them, so cool. And then to top it off, digital water. Okay, I can't believe I can't believe I would see this in a movie. Digital water. That is so insane. This scene slaps. In the theater with big speakers and stuff. The music, the song in this scene is so cool. It is absolutely amazing by 9 Inch Nails. Yeah, this scene just keeps going. It is such a good scene. the music is perfect for it. It's so awesome. The scoring is perfect for that scene. This scene where Eve introduces Ares to, I forgot the guy's name, and said, "This is my boyfriend Ares." It's pretty hilarious. Pretty funny. This part where Ares is running at Athena and actually gets digitized and sent into the world is so cool. Into the old Tron, where he meets Flynn. It's so cool that they did that. It really is awesome. Like, such a callback. It looks awesome though. The graphics looks so cool to see old graphics and today's graphics blended together. Yeah, when he's in the world is so cool. It's awesome to see that they did that. It's so cool. This part is pretty cool when Athena takes it upon herself to materialize herself into the real world and then call forth the other assistant people on her own or whatever. That's so funny. This part's pretty awesome too, where we see Flynn arrive. It's pretty awesome. And he's just there. So cool. This part is pretty hilarious. The continuation of the Ares joke from earlier. She's like, his name is Ares. And he's like the god of war, but he's a super nice guy. The shot of the recognizer coming towards them is so cool. It looks really awesome seeing it out there. To see it flying like that is so cool. When Flynn gives Ares the permanence code is so beautiful. Really awesome scene. Really, really awesome. Cool feeling. Good acting. Everything was... that is so cool. I like this part too when we get to see this vehicle. The vehicle looks really cool. And I like how it just kind of goes and she just drives whatever. It just goes over anything. I like how much of like the look of it, like it's an advanced tank or something. It's pretty awesome. And then when Ares arrives and then they have the final fight scene, is pretty awesome too. He takes him out, or the vehicle, and disables it, and they have a final fight together. I like the fight at the end. It's very entertaining, pretty cool, very beautiful. The light stays and stuff, whatever. It's pretty awesome. And those are a lot of the things that I liked from the movie, pretty much everything. And some things I didn't like for the movie would be really, honestly, not much. At 29 minutes, they say the recognizer is the size of a skyscraper, but it's clearly smaller than the buildings around it. That's just kind of nitpicking. Other than that, I don't know. People do say that the movie has no soul, and I've kind of realized, like, hey, I guess this is kind of an AI movie. Doesn't really need the soul, you know? I feel like it works for this movie because, like, it doesn't need that. It's more of, like, sci-fi. I mean, if you want to go that far, you know, Ares, the character needs to have, like, the rocky path, you know? And Ares, it wasn't really tough for him. He struggled a little bit, but nothing really, like, makes you care about him as much, I think. I don't know. And then the looks of the film, absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10 visuals. Absolutely beautiful graphics. I'd say absolutely flawless. Amazing colors, mostly red lights, which is a shout out to 3C Films. He always does those things, you know. But it's true. This movie definitely, like, is a fan of 3C Films, probably. And yeah, the graphics are just absolutely beautiful. The sound of the movie, 10 out of 10. I'm not familiar with Nine Inch Nails. I've heard a little bit about them, but they scored this movie perfectly. The sound of them, how the music works, the tone, the synths, the bass drum, the beats, the bass, everything. It worked out perfectly. It created insane rumble. All the music was placed correctly. Every scene was enhanced by the music, and the visual overload, the visual experience coupled with the auditory experience is just absolutely insane. This, I feel like people who like music, which is a lot of people, alongside movies, this, like some movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy has music in it, which is a point. A lot of movies don't have a point of the music. It's more of just like what song goes with that scene. But this is literally almost all about the music. It's like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like they made the movie after they came up with the music, but it's really, the music is as important as the movie itself. So the sound is just spectacular. 10 out of 10 on the sound. The songs slap. This sounds so good on the loudspeakers. Absolutely insane. I highly recommend it. And then for my final thoughts for this movie is, there's no real reason to care about Ares, I would say. Because like I was saying earlier, he doesn't seem to have like, you know, the Rocky kind of like, he loses and loses and loses. And at the end, you're rooting for him to win. And then he wins in the end. It wasn't really like that. It was pretty simple and easy for the character, I would say. I didn't seem to get any messages from this movie, really. Like, there's no, like, family aspect to it, I would say. It's, you know, money isn't important, nothing really like that. Just a cool visual idea of the future of AI in tech, I would say. It's basically, like, just to show what we could do with movie technology, maybe. Because I don't think, I mean, obviously, digital stuff can never be, it would have to be powered by like a hologram, you know? So this isn't like a possibility of the future. I don't think this would ever have a possibility of happening. So I don't understand like what the point of this Tron thing is, other than just a cool idea, you know? It's not really supposed to represent, I don't know, you know, like a lesson maybe or anything. Like, don't mess with technology, maybe. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's don't mess with technology. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to have that, you know what I mean? Like a life lesson or something like that. Not much conflict. Things happen because we expect them to happen, is what I'm thinking. Some reviews say that it is soulless, which I mentioned earlier. And I feel like it has to do with Ares' goals. But I feel like since this is an AI computer program movie, you know, just like AI, it doesn't need a soul. It doesn't have a soul. It's like a feeling or whatever. It's programmed to feel like that. It can't feel it on its own. So I feel like if there's no soul, for this movie specifically, it's just missing that feeling. Kind of makes sense. This is an AI movie in a way. And then I was thinking of Jared Leto's involvement beyond the main role of the film. Do you think that he offered to score the movie under 30 Seconds to Mars? And then the company, Disney, was like, hey, Jared, you're already in the movie. We're going to have Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross come in. They're going to do their thing. But you do your thing and you act in the movie. Leave the music up to these guys. And then, yeah, I'd like to know how involved Jared Leto really was. It's really random that he's in this movie and like he has all this power and stuff to literally like be like, hey, I want to be in a Tron movie. And Bob Iger's like, okay, all right, we'll get a script going. You know, is it like that? Or was Bob Iger or somebody was like, hey, I want to see Jared Leto as in Tron, basically. So yeah, those are most of my thoughts for the movie. I will reiterate my summary of this film. So it is PG-13. It's got a little violence. It's really not that bad at all. You definitely take the kids to it. It is an hour and 59 minutes. It feels long and short at the same time. It's kind of weird. And then it is sci-fi. It's sci-fi adventure. It has 6.3 stars so far. It has an $80 million budget and grossed $142 million, so technically it did flop. It is directed by Joaquin Roning, written by Steven Libberger, Ronnie McBurd, David McGillio. Jared Leto plays a pretty good character, I would say. He looks good on camera. He doesn't distract much. I think he's fine. Greta Lee, not bad acting. Clever little movements with her face at times, and kind of her line delivery is pretty cool. Jeff Bridges does a good job of his reprisal. They do go back to the first game or the first movie, whatever. Pretty awesome. Evan Peters as the CEO is pretty good. Not bad acting. Cameron Moynihan would have been good, except his scenes got cut, supposedly. It's a pretty straightforward story. It seems complex at times, but then if you remember, you're like where you are in the story, you're like, oh yeah, okay, it is pretty simple. The music absolutely slaps. Again, 9 Inch Nails is absolutely incredibly amazing. The synthy music, the bass, the rumble, the placement of the music is absolutely perfect. Nice Nice sequences. It keeps flowing to the next thing. Feels like it slows down. The music is heard and then we're off, or starts, and then we're off to the next part with a loud song. The production is absolutely top tier. The twist and climax is, I would say, fine. I mean, what can you really do? You know, it's kind of pretty straightforward again. And yeah, so I would definitely recommend this film. And that leads me to my final rating of Tron Ares. So I say after this is like the third movie and they haven't really hit too hard for some reason, I say that it's good enough. And that wraps up this review of Tron Ares. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you saw this film, comment down below about what you thought of it, and I will see you in my next review.